Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you all. So we're going to be making this bag today. This is what you want to learn. Please stay tuned to the end. Thank you. So to begin, we're going to be needing this bead for the body and this one's for the handle. Okay, this round ones I'm picking up right now for the handle, as well as that purple one, then the other one for the body. I'm going to be using a 0.7 mm fishing line for this project. You're going to need your scissors. If you have your cutter, that's also fine. So to begin, we're going to be I'm going to be interchanging the colors. There's no rule to it. I'll just be doing it anyhow I see fit. So I'm going to pick one of the big one, string it in one fishing line, then pick two small ones and string it on both ends of the fishing line, then put another big one, then I'll cross it. I'll just be using big and small for this video, so you can see what we have. We fixed one big one on one end, fixed two small on both ends of the fishing line, then cross with one big one. Now I'm going to fix two small ones, one on both ends of the fishing line, one on my left, one on my right, then cross with one big one. Make sure your fishing line is always equal before you pull down. So here's what we have now. We have our third one. We're going to repeat the same thing again. Fix two small ones, one on both ends of the fishing line, then insert one big one. I'm just trying to change the color so two colors will not be in the same place. Then cross it. So you want to repeat the same process again. Pick up two small ones, fix it on both ends of the fishing line, then cross with one big one. So you're just going to repeat this process until you get your desired length. Two small ones on both ends of the fishing line. And cross with one big one. So I have my desired length now. So now I want to turn to the other side, okay? So I'm going to pick the fishing line on my left hand, right? So that it's enabled. So I'm going to be picking all the beads on that same fishing line so I can turn. So I'll start with one small one, one big one, then interlock with the other small one. So I fixed one small one, one big one, and I'm going to interlock with that small one. That will enable me to turn so I can start my second line. So I have my fishing line up now, so that will help me start my second line. So to begin my second line too, I'm also going to fix in all three beads into the fishing line on my left, into one fishing line. So to begin, I'm going to pick one big one, one small one and cross with one big one. So one big, one small, one big, to help us start our second line. Then pull. So I'm going to pass my fishing line now into the next bead, the next small bead, just beside the one I just made. I'm going to pass it into that one. Then with the fishing line on my left, I'm going to be inserting our beads into that fishing line on our left. I'm going to pick one small one and one big one. I'm going to cross with the big one. So this is the method we're going to be doing throughout the bag. We'll pass it into the next bead, fix one small and cross with the other, with the big one. I'm going to pass it into the next bead now. Pick up one small one, one big one, and I'll cross with that big one. Okay, so I've done the other part of camera. So to help us turn now, so we can do our third line. So now we're going to pass it still with the fishing line on our right, but this time we're going to be inserting our beads into the fishing line on our right. That will enable us turn. But this time, instead of inserting one small one and crossing with the big one, we're going to insert one big one, then cross with the small one. That's the only difference. So when you are making your bag, you are passing with the one on your right, you're inserting one small one and crossing with one big one. But when it's time for you to turn so you can start a new line, you're going to pass with the one on the right, but you're going to pass your bead through that same one you used to pass, which is the one on your right. But this time you're going to insert one big one and cross with a small one. So I flipped my bag over, so to enable me, I prefer to work from left to right. So to begin a new line, we'll start fixing all three beads into the one on our left, okay, which is one big, one small, one big. We're going to cross with the one on the right. So the only time we do something different is when we're starting a new line and when we're ending that line. So I'm just going to do the remaining parts off camera, okay? Okay, here it is now. So I made a total of 7 lines, or should I say 7 rows. So I'm just going to be folding into 2 equal parts, 3 for one side, 3 for the other side, and 1 will be our base. So we're going to be making our sides now. So because I have my fishing line remaining, I'm just going to pass my fishing line so that it will come out of that green bead at the bottom. But if you don't have any fishing line left, you can just start with a new fishing line by inserting your fishing line into that bead, the one at the base, which is that green one, or any color which you have when you're making your own bag. So I have passed my fishing line now through my bag, and I've ended up in that green bead. So to start my sides, I'm just going to pass one end of the fishing line into that pink bead by the side, and I'm going to pass the other fishing line into that purple bead. Just like that. And I'm going to pick one bead. So you can see I have my fishing line into those 3 beads now. The green, the pink, and the purple. I'm going to pick up one bead and cross both ends of my fishing line into that bead. Pull it See, that has created our side for us. So what I'll do next now is I'll pass my fishing line into the other beads above, which is the pink and the orange. So once I've done that now, I'm just going to pull and make sure my bag is firm. So I'll just make a knot there. So after I've made that knot, I just made a knot twice. I'm going to start my handle now. So you can make your handle anyhow. You can even use the big beads for your handle. You can use pearls, any kind of way you want to make your handle. There are no rule book to this thing. It's just what's your creativity. Just put your creativity in place and do it how you want. So I'm just using this purple beads and also the beads I use for the bag. So I just inserted the one purple, one round bead, one purple bead, one round bead. So now I've gotten my desired length. You can make your handle as short and as long as you want. So this is the length I want. I'm just going to insert it into the two beads above there. So first of all, I'm going to make a knot. This knot will also enable your handle to be firm. So I'll just make a knot like 2 times or 3 times. So once that knot is made, I'm going to insert my fishing line into the 2 beads above. That's the 2 blue beads that you can see by the side. So I'm going to pull it tight. Then now I'm going to pick up one bead. I'll pick up one bead and cross both ends of my fishing line into that one bead. That has created our second side. Then now I'm going to pass my fishing line into the 2 green beads by the side and also the pink bead. And once I pass my fishing line into the 2 green beads, then I'll interlock it into the pink bead. So I'll pass both ends of my fishing line from opposite directions into that pink bead. One will come from right to left and the other will come from left to right. So once I'm done now, I'm just going to pull my fishing line tight and I'm going to pass the remaining fishing line into the bead. I'm just going to weave it into the bead so that my handle can be firm. So I'm done with passing my fishing line into my bag and we have our bag ready. Okay, so I'm going to be making a separate video where I made how to make the inner pouch and how to attach it to our bag. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.